get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, again, back on my usual, man, that Crown Vanilla mixed with Dr. Pepper and cream soda, man. So, second straight week in a row. Y'all have any suggestions what I should try? Man, y'all go ahead and let me know, man. In my hometown, they sold out the Crown Blackberry. I heard some not so good things about it. I was going to try it, but from the people who have tried it, they told me, nah. So, but that's them. I might try it, but they're not going to ship anymore till this summer. So, um, we'll see. We'll see if I go ahead and try Crown Blackberry. Y'all know I'm a Crown guy. So, we'll see if we can get our hands on one and see if me and a friend of mine could do a review on it. All right, y'all, man. I hope you guys are having a great week. There's some things we're gonna talk about, so let's go get into it. As y'all know, it's prom season. Okay, it's prom season. You have the high school kids are excited. It's prom. I remember my prom night back in 2006. Yeah, class of 2006 at my high school, from my high school, Rossview High, here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Um, yeah, it was a long time ago, 18 years ago. It Times have changed, right? Um, every generation has their own style, um, and stuff like that. I don't know how rules are today in terms of the dress code and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's still the same because it's still a high school event. So I'm pretty sure that you know rules still apply. Um, but but there's been a lot of talk, especially out there on social media, about the prom dresses, right? And one instance where a mother spent $10,000 on her daughter's prom dress. Um, a lot of people, when you put stuff on social media, people are going to comment. This, unless you disable the comments, there's really nothing you can do. They're gonna say what they want to say about it. Um, I find it kind of funny though. Like a lot of people are treating, they talking about this generation and how they go to prom. The type of dresses and everything like that. And my take is, they have their own unique style. Of course, fashion and everything evolves over the course of time. From how my generation went to prom versus how today's kids go to prom. Right? For them, this is like it is an event. I'm not gonna say it's not an event because if we all remember when we were getting ready for prom, we were now we didn't do like the theatrics that they're doing right now, but that's their thing because everything they do they put on social media. So I don't think it's really for them to create memories, I think it's something that they can go viral with today because of the influence of social media. Because this is all they know. This is all they know is social media, right? They don't know anything before the internet age and the this whole technology age, stuff like that. So they're doing a lot. But I would say this: some of the stuff has gone overboard. I'm gonna sit there and say it. Um, I saw one girl coming out of a casket at prom. Is like, why would you do that? Um, some of the can't lie, some of the dresses I just go back to when I was in high school, right? A lot of the dresses that I saw, they would have got turned away at prom. It was too revealing and everything like that. Um, and going back to the woman who spent the 10K on her daughter's prom dress, a lot of people made the comments. I think the most common one was now see, we don't know the situation. We don't know the daughter's gonna go to college or anything like that. But the common uh comment was you spending your daughter's college money. Now we don't know if she's going to college, but if she's going to school, whether it's a trade school, whatever, that's money that could be used for that. And you got a lot of it's almost like they're treating it like two people are getting married. It's a prom, right? It's a prom. It's a night that when you're in high school, you look forward to. It's a moment that you'll never forget. It's a time where, as years go on, right? Years go on. This is one of those memories that you're going to have. This is like one of your biggest memories from your childhood. Is pretty much what you've done in high school. You know, those 4 years, right? Because everybody's not going to college, right? Um, everybody's not going to college. So these are the memories right here that they have, with friends that they have known since probably preschool. And I think too, I think too, I think a lot of women now are kind of like living through their daughters when it comes to prom, right? So they're going all out, they doing a whole photo shoot, you know, in front of rented cars in a sense. Um, some cars is probably their parents, but other cars, it's like, hey, you probably rent it or whatever. Um, but times have changed, It doesn't mean that what today's generation, what they're doing is bad. It's their thing. They have their own, unique style and everything when it comes to moments like this, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, for a prom dress, 10K, wear it one time. Well, ain't just a if you think about it, ain't just a 10K for the prom dress. You gotta think about the hair, the nails, the makeup. So I don't know, you probably looking at what, maybe close to 11 grand or whatever, a little over 11 grand. Who knows? But it's a lot of money, right? But a lot of these pictures now, with the creativity, you start seeing it's like, man, um, that's what they have at their disposal. They have all these advantages to the disposal, unlike my generation, the generation before that, where we didn't have, we wasn't really influenced by social media. So everything we did was for us to create memories, right? You take a picture, you might have a digital camera, whatever, or not. You had to go get the pictures printed out, create a photo album, put it there, then you had those memories. And I just think that it's cool to see, kids really um, embracing their style, when it comes to prom. You know, have some have gone overboard? Absolutely. I mean, I've seen one where there was a whole freaking show, dancers, and then it's like a dance scene, and then the young lady came out in her prom dress, it, I mean, yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. I'm like, prom for them, prom is the biggest. We can might say it might be the biggest event they probably uh will have in their life because again, everybody's not going to college. Also, too, everybody's not going to get married. So this is probably it for them. Um, Now, in terms of education, if the kids don't want to go, they probably going to the military or something. They figure, hey, why not just take that money and use that? Or, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, you know, with 10K, you could get a decent car for 10K, right? You know, it's just so many things that, when it comes to my generation, older generations, they think about. You hear uh women from my generation talking about how they didn't even want to spend $300 on the dress. Now, you got mothers who would go empty their bank account for their daughters. And, they probably have their reasons behind it. Some people support it, some people won't support it. That's how social media works. People disagree. Everybody's not going to agree on anything. So it's just, on opinion, she might got more than that. We don't know what their financial situation really might be. But, by the end of the day, uh, some stuff you look at it and it's kind of like now they bring in, and what I like about uh more so with today's generation is that they're bringing more of their culture into their attire, right? You could tell they're heavily influenced by their culture and everything like that, not afraid to uh to allow that to be a part of them on this special night. And I remember one I think it was somebody on TikTok, I remember this. She asked this question, right? She was asking, when did 17 and 18-year-olds start staying in hotels, prom night? I'm thinking to myself, that has been a tradition for how long? I mean, even if you even if you don't go to a hotel, you probably went to like after prom or to a party at somebody's house. That's no after prom, right? When pretty much you ain't getting home till like the next afternoon, right? Next morning, afternoon. So that stuff been happening. There's a lot of traditions that won't be broken when it comes to prom. And I think for every generation, have to understand that the next generation, how they do things, is that every generation has to have their own unique, way. And this is their way of doing prom. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, with the photos, man, that's professionally done and everything, um, creating these memories and all that. Hey, good for them because this is the first time really you get to show out. No prom night. You know what I mean? Because you even think with guys, this is probably their first time wearing the tux or even wearing a suit. You know what I mean? So they showing out to young girls, they dressing up. This is the moment they've been waiting for, prom night. So, just let them enjoy their moment. We had our moment. I don't see anything wrong with them having their moment. Now, sometimes, parents could get a little carried away, like again, probably living through their kids. But um, I think that uh, I just believe that what they're doing, let them do them. Because think about it, the generation after them, they probably gonna be like all the generations before them, comment on what they're doing. Like we didn't do that in my prime and all of that. Now we gotta be honest too. Not everybody is doing um this stuff. People are still doing simple things. Simple dresses, simple suits, tux, stuff like that. But for those who are really putting the effort into it and all that, hey man, let them shine on prom night. You know what I mean? So ain't nothing wrong with that. So let them enjoy it, because High school graduation is right around the corner for them. And this is no, this is their moment. This is their uh these are the moments where the friends that they grew up with or they have known for a very, very, very long time, this is the lasting memories, right? You got prom, then next thing you know, you at your high school graduation. And we all know who have graduated from high school for a very long time. Again, I've graduated 18 years ago. There's some people that you probably won't even see again. That's just how it works. So, they all just trying to create memories. Just trying to create memories and let them be. All right. All right, y'all. We're gonna get into this next topic real quick. Um, oh man, it's crazy out here in this real world, man. This world is kind of crazy. I mean, the cost of living has gone up. Um, I mean, you got that housing situation, man. People are not buying homes. Interest rates are too high. The cost of goods are too high. I mean, even with like anything now is just too high. I've seen used cars, with 180,000 miles on it going for like 14, 15 grand. So it's a lot going on. Education, college education, they are becoming less, well, pretty much they're not even valuable anymore. Outside of being a doctor, being a lawyer, um, even if you want to be an educator, it's like, is it really worth it? Because you have to understand when you go to college, all that money and time that you put in to have a career, you're kind of looking for a return on your investment. And unfortunately, the way teachers are getting paid now, um, it's unfortunate for those with an education who can't even find a job in the field that they have their degrees in, which, especially when we're talking about millennials, we're kind of like that last generation where they told us, go to school, get good grades, get an education, and, get a career. Well, how many college graduates do you know have a career? How many? No, when you really think about it, uh, most college graduates, they're probably working at jobs that doesn't even require a college education. I'm speaking as a college graduate myself, a degree in marketing, right? And education is at a point now, I think parents have to really have serious conversations with their kids about what is it that you want to do. Because a lot of times college might not be the best path for them. It's kind of like, y'all was forced education down y'all throats. So you're doing it to the next generation. And now they're suffering because, they got all this debt. You got students with 70, 80, 90, even over $100,000 in debt. And yet they can't even get a job because programmed to, uh, they've been programmed to go to college, get their education and get a career. Um, Yeah, I think parents going to have to be like seriously, seriously mindful of that and really have these conversations, especially you got a kid that's about to graduate from high school. Like, what is it that one, you're passionate about, and two, what can we do to make sure you have a career, right? You know, hands-on trade schools, you know, is always a good option. For some people, military is the best way to go. Um, I get it. Every parent wants their kid to either be a doctor, a lawyer. You have kids who don't want to let their parents down and everything like that, so they go through all of this. knowing for the fact that, the parents can't even pay for their education. So they have no choice but to take out loans themselves just to make who happy? Their parents? No. I mean, if college is not the path for you, don't do it. Because one, you're wasting your time. Two, you're wasting money that you really don't have. And three, I was gonna be honest with you, are you even guaranteed to get a career in that field? Unless you know someone that can help you get to that next level. Because here's the thing, education, great. I'm never going to diminish education, right? But the value to education might be high to you, but it might not be for someone else, right? It might not be for the employers, right? And a lot of times, you might not get picked because you do have an education. They deem you as overqualified, right? So I just think that uh I just think that by the end of the day, it's very, very important to one, do the research, and two, if you could find a mentor, you know, early on, and you can, somehow, even if you're in college, do an internship, which I think interns should get paid because you're doing a job. I mean, I think interns should get paid. That's just my personal opinion. Um, but if you could get in through the door somehow, some way before you graduate college, I mean, you're good. The problem is you got a lot of college kids too. Once they graduate, they don't really have the experience. So now they're competing with other graduates to get one job, right? So there's a lot of things you can do out here uh, to survive, but uh, again, you've been wired to go work for someone, get a career, which is nothing wrong with it. Especially if it's a really good career, great career, you get paid to do something that you love to do. And I'm not talking about just like in the corporate world. I mean, I could talk about somebody who likes to work on cars, bikes, you know, someone who likes to cut hair, be a beautician, um, a builder, someone who loves to build houses, um, someone who likes to, build cars, in terms of like classic cars and all of that stuff. Um, those are really, I mean, if you're really passionate about that, I think that's the direction you should go in. And I think parents need to recognize that. I think parents shouldn't force their kids to go this direction because that's what you want them to do. That might not necessarily be what they want to do, but also you got to give them options too. Give them those options. Have them take a look at it because you don't want them to be stuck with all that student loan money that they can't pay back. That's all I gotta say. You know, um, if they want to be, let's just say this, right? You shouldn't, as a parent, you shouldn't crush your kid's dream. If they want to be a comedian, let them be a comedian. I mean, they could do it for however many years, and then they might just like, it's not for me, or they might be really good at it. You know what I mean? So it's at that age, it could change. It could change. If they want to be a journalist, let them be a journalist. I think the problem is everybody, especially parents, they want their kids to go for the high profile careers, the most prestige careers, especially when they don't have one themselves, which, is another factor of living through your kids. Um, and at the same time, I think that you should know. You should know if your kids are college ready or not. Every kid is not college ready, you know. Just like every kid is not meant to uh be a doctor, they're not meant to be a lawyer. So I just feel like, you know, the way this world is working now, nobody's buying homes. Interest rate is too high. Goods is too high. We got our government still lying to us. Like, y'all do know y'all lying to us right now, right? So I don't understand why y'all still trying to put it out there like we don't know. There's a lot more information out there than ever before. So you ain't got to continue to lie to us, but you're doing it anyway. Um, Cost of living just through the roof right now. Is you got to think about the generations that is hurting. Um, I mean, more talk, man. I wish I could get people on my podcast. I'm gonna try to do it to talk about term limits when it comes to the House and the Senate. I think be a career politician. I think it's ridiculous because at times you're out of actually. Matter of fact, I know you're out of touch. Um, Also, too, it's it's crazy out here. I mean, it's way too crazy out here, and will it get better? I believe it will be, but I think it's gonna get worse before it will. So I think it's definitely gonna get worse before it get better. That's just usually how it goes. Sometimes you gotta let it hit rock bottom in order to pick it back up. Uh, but we all know, my theory is this too. Say around August, September, something strange is gonna happen. We all know during election season, strange things happen. So we'll see. We'll see how that is. Um, and for those who have been affected with today's economy, man, I hope y'all get back on y'all feet and everything, because by the end of the day, you're the one getting screwed. You're the ones that's getting screwed over because of things that's out of your control. So I just think that, you know, I believe that, those who are going through things right now is only temporary. And I think I would say we all will get back. Um, we'll all get back right. We'll all come back right. Even matter of fact, we'll come back better and everything. So I just yeah, man, there's a lot of talk on social media about what's going on in the world right now, especially with the housing market and all of that. Listen, man, I don't know what's going to happen because you got these companies coming up buying up homes, putting up apartment complexes. I don't know how y'all in y'all city is, but in my city, Clarksville, Tennessee, uh, they just putting up apartment complexes just anywhere, and then they charging so much for rent. I'm like, why would I pay all that money for rent for no privacy? Because really think about it, if you get an apartment, a townhome, you paying all that money for no privacy. You hear what your neighbor's doing. You ain't got no yard. You really can't have people over like that. Where's your privacy? You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here, and I think uh I think some people gonna start being held accountable. So if not, the people need to start holding our officials accountable for what they're doing. You know, so that's all I got to say about that, man. Hey, look, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in with me tonight. Man, y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Please hit that like and subscribe button to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. I will have more content coming, reviews, reactions, stuff like that. Just continue to have fun with this, man. I appreciate all the love and support. Also, y'all can catch episodes of Drinking After Dark podcast on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, whatever you listen to podcasts. Um, please tune in, man. Please support, support, support. All right. Until next time. I'm Darius from Drinking After Dark Podcast. We out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.